Yo, 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 yo. Holy shit. Wow.
That's a lot of yos.
It was a lot of yos. You know I fucking do it with the yos, bro. God damn it. Welcome to the Drewzy and Echo Show. Today we have Ian iDroppa's McKay.
Yo, what's up? What's good?
I'm the minority.
You're a minority, bro. I was a minority yesterday. So we're on, I think we got, I'm trying to figure out who's winning the fucking racism battle on the Drewzy and Echo Show. We're trying to figure out if it's a blacker podcast or a whiter podcast.
I gotta be.
So I'm here to help your side.
Yeah. I think
I'm here because you need numbers.
I think we're ahead by like 2 or 3 on white so
I
far.
refuse to accept it.
Which is honestly, that's not when you consider like the percentage of the population that whites make up.
We're doing really good with
blacks
it.
Are, they're outperforming their expectations.
This June, so
Yeah. We should have done only black guests this month. All right, Ian, we gotta put you in blackface, bro.
It's kind of racist that you're here right now.
All right, Ian is a fucking DJ. Goddammit, isn't that cool?
it's not that cool.
We've been talking about it since he got here, but I've been telling Echo about this for like the past 2 or 3 weeks, motherfucker. About to get Ableton, and I'm very excited about it. So I personally am very excited to talk to Ian. How the fuck are you about talking to Ian, Echo?
I love white people.
He does. He loves white people. He does. He is he's very good to us.
No, it's really good to see. It's been a long time, like you said, about 8 years.
Yeah, we went to school with Ian.
I was a young horny fucker last time I met you.
Thank you, bro. You too. You still are.
Wait, I was a young horny fucker.
Oh, okay. I thought you said he was a young horny fucker.
Yeah, we both were.
Yeah, we all were.
I mean, you probably were too.
I was definitely a young horny fucker. Yeah, I was definitely a young horny fucker. I think
it's not a phase.
Every guest we've had, no, because Juan and Kylie didn't go to school with us.
No.
Neither did Bree.
Neither did Aubrey.
Okay, so most of the guests that we have actually didn't go to school with us. It's the opposite of what I was thinking. What are you working on right now? You got any like projects or collaborations coming up?
I've got a lot of collaborations I'm sitting on with. I've got a couple with like local producer friends.
Okay.
I'm currently in the midst of putting out an EP right now, and it's all like remixes to stuff. So I'm like 3 deep on that. I'm probably gonna put out like 3 more. And then after that'll be my second EP. I'll probably do an album after that.
Hell yeah.
So I'm just like, stocking songs away.
What's the approach you take to remixing a song? Because remixes are a big thing in the EDM community. Yeah. You'll have like a John Summit or somebody will drop Shiver. I think got remixed a lot. And he'll drop Shiver, and then there will be a playlist on Spotify that has like a remix in every single EDM genre.
Yeah.
And like, what's the approach you take when you're making a remix to a track?
Well, like the approach I take when I like start a remix is basically it's either I go, oh, I love this song right now, and I can't find a good remix of it like by someone else, so I need to make it. And then probably the other half of the time, it's like, one of the friends or my girlfriend comes up to me and it's like, you should remix this or you should do that. Honestly, like my best performing song right now.
You guys didn't know, you can hear my cat when it's hungry, it doesn't ask for food, it demands. Screams at us for the food. Well, give her what she wants.
Princess.
Your best performing song right now.
Oh yeah, is a remix. It's a Suicide Boys remix.
Oh, okay.
And it's my girl was like, you should remix that song.
That's another thing that's big and like taking non-EDM songs and putting the craziest fucking twist on them. Like I love when there's about to be a drop and then somebody will just put that yacht from Mad City in it.
Yeah.
And just like the most random little ear candy type of things.
It's definitely.
it's interesting because it's a very like versatile. EDM's not a genre, but you know what I mean. Like it's a very versatile community musically. You can like make the same song 20 times and there'll be like 20 completely different tracks.
Yeah. EDM's not a genre?
No, EDM's just like
no, I would say it is, but I would say it's a genre in the way that like rock is a genre.
Okay, like a blanket for like a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, so it's like, how many people do you meet and they're like, yeah, I listen to rock, but then you have to ask them like, metal or whatever.
I get that. Okay.
So, I mean, I would argue that it's a blanket genre.
Yeah, and then like within that you got like
subgenres.
Yeah, like house and fucking techno and progressive. There's like 6 different types of house.
Dude, I've seen like this iceberg and it's insane. There's thousands.
What are your favorite subgenres of EDM?
Dude, there's so many. Like one of my favorite, just because of the name and like the niche of it, is called it's called Witch House.
I've never heard of that one.
Brother.
I mean, look it up. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it sounds like
there's like the weirdest names for these genres. But personally, my favorite is like I like just dubstep because that's also kind of a blanket genre now.
Yeah,
there's so many subgenres.
There's like UK dubstep and rhythm and
there's like tear out and like all this halftime. I don't know. Like definitely, it's bass house, it's dubstep, and it's drum and bass for me. Those are the
I fucks with drum and bass. Yeah. I fucks with drum and bass. It's like I've noticed St. Louis is really sploinky. I think what's that song?
On that?
Like it's like really like St. Louis. I've noticed in general, it seems like most of the shows I go to, at least the local shows, a lot of DJs kind of have an affinity for this really like wonky, kind of grimy dubstep type of sound.
I feel like the EDM group in St. Louis is growing pretty rapidly.
It is. It's massive. There's 2 different sides of it. There's like the kind of mainstream side, and then there's like the underground side. And the underground side is like when you go to the shows and you hear all the dubstep and like the the weird bass noises. Yeah, like the Transformer computer video game sound and that shit. Like that is what is the underground, and then kind of it's booming. It's going crazy.
Yeah.
It's peak for me. Like I've been in this scene for like 10 years, and for me the peak was like 2015, 2016.
It was big back when Turn Up Tuesday was a thing. It was fucking huge.
Yeah, that's when it was booming. And then it kind of crashed, but it's definitely building up again now. But you have like the underground, which is like dubstep, experimental like trap, like weird stuff. And then you have like the mainstream, which is like techno and house.
It's like Materia. You know Materia?
Yeah, they're right there in the middle of like being underground, but this like kind of the people that they book and the music.
They got a lot of house music and
it's kind of more pointed towards like the younger crowd of people that are like new to going to raves and stuff like that, but also tapping into the older like generations of people that used to go to raves like in the 90s and stuff like that.
Right.
Whereas like kind of my vein that I'm in is like people my age, a little bit older,
fucking heroin addicts. Just getting in that bitch and going crazy.
Do you know what wooks are?
Yeah.
I'm not a wook, but like the wooks are my people. I love them so much.
Like it's very interesting because like
heroin,
there is like there's this kind of more mainstream scene that's people like two-stepping and head bobbing and just kind of like flowing with the shit, and then there's the underground scene where it's just motherfuckers going ape shit, like you're at a fucking heavy metal concert, like moshing and shit,
mosh pits.
I've been hearing a lot of Shabuzi EDM mixes lately. Shabuzi. 2 to the 3 to the 4. On the dance floor.
I might have to hop on that.
Shabuzi's hard, bro.
Fire idea.
Shabuzi's a fire. I've never disliked country. It's always been one of those things I like more live than recorded. But Shabuzi, he's bringing the country vibes to me.
Is he a country artist?
He is.
He is. Okay.
And he's like a gangster country artist, isn't he?
I wouldn't call him gangster country. He's kind of just like He's a very, it's very much so country music,
Like
but he's got
urban.
that black kind of.
He's crossing over.
He's crossing. Yeah, it's really,
Because there have been black country artists before.
oh yeah.
What's the one dude? Kane something. Drop some hard shit. I forget
I
what
know
his name.
Darius Rucker
Darius Rucker.
Rucker,
Yeah,
yeah.
Darius Rucker was fire too.
still is.
Yeah, there's some like I never really got too much into country either, but a lot of like a lot of the more bluesy shit, or like Zach Bryan, where it's just with a guitar. I fuck with that shit.
I like that shit.
But like some of the kind of like overly produced country isn't really much.
There's some really good country songs.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
yeah. I used to be one of those people like, yeah, I'll listen to everything besides country. And that was,
Yeah, I
So
say
many
that
of
too.
us.
that was a very like
Ignorant statement.
that was a very gay thing for me to say. I would like to apologize on behalf of the Drewzy and Echo Show.
To what, country fans?
Yeah, to country fans and gay people everywhere.
I was just about to say a lot of gay people like, that was gay.
It's June too, dude.
Yeah. Now I listen to everything but classical music.
Yeah, fuck them classical people.
Classical music is pretty far. I'm just gonna say it.
If you're
Some of it is. Yeah.
if you're like off 2 bottles of Robitussin, maybe.
Hey, that Vivaldi. If you don't know Vivaldi, man, I'm telling you that stuff's fire.
I find that people who are like big proponents of classical music are often like just into classical music because they think it makes them look smart.
See, I was in choir all through high school, so I had to do a lot of musical studies.
Yeah.
And I will say there are some very relaxing artists in the classical genre
You
that
could say boring.
No. It's not boring though. It's like the things they're doing in their. I'm a huge fan of music. The things they're doing in their music are just amazing, and it's like
And it was from like 300 years ago.
300 years ago.
Yeah.
Put some Vivaldi on. If y'all don't know Vivaldi, figure it out. Uzi in 300 years, it's still gonna be hard.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Next Vivaldi.
I could be.
Well, there is. It's like the genre that they use to teach kids music. So I mean, there's got to be something to it.
Yeah.
You know, some kind of at least like really technical way of teaching people a technical understanding of music.
I respect the fuck out of it, for sure. I know, like, I'm not a musician by any means, but I can like dabble on the piano, and I've taught myself how to play one Mozart song. So like I can look really cool, but like, I can't do shit else but that. Like, I can
like
play
a party trick.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you use when you make songs? Do you use the MIDI keyboard in the software, or do you use like a hardware?
I have a MIDI keyboard. I have like a 2-octave like regular Alessis keyboard, but I really don't ever touch that thing. Like if I need to, like if I'm trying to compose something crazy and like, you know, hit multiple octaves at once, I'll whip it out. But usually, I'll just draw it in. Like like there's the computer, like the keys are notes. Like you can turn it into a mode where the keys are notes. I don't even really use that. I'll just like hit one note and then go in and draw it in.
Well, you can be so precise when you do it like that too.
So that tends to be the majority of people tend to draw in.
Yeah, it's hard to get like it doesn't sound as human. Like it's more quantized when you do it like that. But I mean, if you're trying to do like, you know, emotional piano stuff, like it might be hard to draw it in like that. But what I do is like quarter note, like
robot music.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which I feel like most music nowadays is very, very organized in that way that they can only like. Obviously, there's those songs, you know, whatever the piano's going or the guitar's going, but I feel like with the way they put everything down digitally, most things nowadays are just done simply drawn in, like or punched. It's very, very
even like professional. I'm assuming this. I don't know this for sure, but like when you listen to like Post Malone or something, or like Justin Bieber, like he's obviously using like auto tune. Yeah. But they take that even one step further and they go in, they draw the melody that he's supposed to be on. So like what do you even need him for at this point? Like
shit, I mean,
type to text.
They really don't with AI stuff anymore.
Yeah, that's just scary.
Crazy, man.
Yeah.
Crazy. That's a whole new world of like possibilities. But it's scary because, you know, people deserve to get paid for their likeness. You know,
Drake made a whole fucking diss track.
He did with
Snoop Dogg and Tupac, which was nuts.
Yeah.
West Coast didn't like
For
that.
sure, you got sued by Tupac's family.
Yeah, you got sued by the estate.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like the richest dude in rap, so it's like
Yeah,
he probably doesn't care. He's probably just trying to make a point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because a lot of like
He's taking L after L though.
yeah, he hasn't been doing great lately. He'll come back though. He's fucking Drake.
He'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting because I don't know exactly what came first, because really like the first, I think, because now a lot of music is kind of like derivative from EDM when you think about it, because all the hip hop beats, they're like electronic, it's synthesizers and
That's definitely a new wave.
it's synthesizers and like people fucking producers, like
A lot of the drum kits are like yeah.
But it used to be like, because there was like, I think the first really like remnants of that was when hip hop came out and people started sampling and chopping shit up. If I'm right, was dance music was like disco back then, right?
Yeah, dance music kind of like started in the 60s. I'm not a historian on this, but it kind of like started in the 60s, like in these big studios with like lots and lots of equipment. And they were like making their own noises, like everything just from, these sound waves and stuff that they were using. So kind of like, not really sampling yet. But then when you get to like the 90s and like the disco era, like the house era, that kind of stuff, when electronic music is really bubbling up, then it's definitely into like sampling, soul records and like all this kind of old music, new music, like,
because it's similar to hip hop in the sense that at least like the live aspects of it really just the origins of it are kind of DJing, like mixing shit and fucking chopping shit up and doing whatever the fuck DJs do.
I think the most sampled artist right now of all time is Mr. James Brown.
Really?
Yeah,
James Brown ain't never down.
believe that. Like people use like the little guitar riffs and like little drum samples from his songs, like a melody.
Yeah, he's a legend.
You ever heard that story about he was gonna do? It was like a charity concert for I forget what the charity was for. It might have been like Live Aid or some shit, and it was gonna be him opening up for Rolling Stones. But he doesn't open up for people. He's James fucking Brown. And he told them that he was like, I'm going on last. I'm James fucking Brown. I believe that's the exact quote. I'm James fucking Brown.
Bitch, I'm James Brown.
I don't care. I don't care if they're the Rolling Stones. They're going on before me, or I'm not performing. So they said, okay, I guess you're not performing. They were gonna let him go on, and then he was like, nah, fuck that, because he was pissed. He was like insulted that they even insinuated he would open up for one of the most popular bands of all time.
Yeah.
He was.
It was James Brown though.
It's James fucking Brown.
Yeah.
So he's leaving, and then on the way to the airport, he's like, you know what? Turn back. We don't do it. And so he goes on. He goes on before the Rolling Stones to prove a point, and I guess the point was that James Brown is such a legendary live performer that you just can't go on after him.
Yeah,
because you won't be able to match his energy.
Right.
So he goes on and he puts on the fucking greatest show you've ever seen, and then the Rolling Stones are fucking pissed.
James Brown ain't never down. That's all I gotta say.
He's never down. He's never down.
There's probably a part in that story where someone offered him a lot of cocaine.
Yeah, or money. Like,
turn around.
Both. Or
have y'all seen his movie?
No, I haven't.
I just know he did a lot of coke for some reason. I don't know why.
I always get him and Rick James mixed up.
I'm weak.
Like reasons. They're kind of similar if you think about it.
Well, no, that's from the Chappelle Show. He says, "I'm Rick James."
That happened though. He was backstage, and some lady was like stopping him. He was like, "You know who I am? I'm Rick James, bitch." Like that really happened.
What are you gonna say about the James Brown movie though?
There's a scene where he was going to perform. I don't remember what war it was, but he was on an airplane and like they're shooting bullets at the plane. He's like back there giving them a speech, bullets flying. He don't give a fuck. He's like, look, we're gonna go out there. We're gonna kill this shit. And like it's where like all these soldiers like missing arms and stuff. And they're all so happy to see James Brown. Like crazy man, crazy guy.
James fucking Brown, man. Speaking of live performances, can you tell us about your first live performance? I know we got into it a little bit before the pod. You said you basically got on stage through Hodge. It's kind of like reached out to you or you reached out to him. And then, but what was that? Where was that at? What was the energy like? What was the experience like for you?
That was at this place called Broadway Boat Bar.
Good bar.
Yeah, it's okay. It's like a garage.
I performed there once.
Yeah, it's a cool spot. I'll perform there again hopefully someday. But that was the first show. It was a wavy Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
There was maybe like 60 people there max by the end of the night. I was like so new to DJing that I was like, I will only play under one condition. Like I got to bring my own decks, my own controller, and like my own laptop, because I didn't know how to like put my music on a USB or anything. Right. So I lugged all my shit up there, and yeah, the homies pulled up. It was like super awkward. I felt like really, really stage shy. I wore a mask, like a COVID mask at the time. It was like peak COVID times. So yeah, threw the mask on, had a hat on, couldn't see my face really. I was scared as shit.
First shows are always like that.
Yeah, it wasn't fun, but it was cool after the fact, because the dude that was putting the show on was like, "Oh, yo, you sold like X amount of tickets," and he handed me some money, and I was like, "Wait, I can get paid from doing this?" Like, I just wanted to come out and do this one time and like, see, if it felt cool. But yeah, I'm definitely not in it for the money now, because you don't get paid every time. But yeah, that lit the fire. That kind of like my initial thoughts were like, yeah, let me go play this one show. Like I'll play some of my music out, and it's like a bucket list thing, and then I'll get back to producing, go back to the studio. But then you do the one time, you're like, damn, like I kind of want to go back and do that again.
Yeah. Not
now, but like a couple weeks from now. And then now it's like I need something every weekend pretty much, or otherwise I'm bored.
I've never DJ'd, but the first time I actually like performed music anywhere, I got up on stage at Turn Up Tuesday and ripped a freestyle in front of like 200 people.
Yeah.
Dick, bro. I was so fucking high. I was so fucking high,
That's
but
great.
I killed that shit. Or it at least sounded like, because you can't really understand the words within the crowd.
The energy.
It sounded like I was killing that shit. I was going really fast and shit was rhyming.
Do you remember who was DJing at the time?
It was, what's his name? Black dude, kind of older, bald. I can't believe I forgot his name. 2015.
I never went to Tut, so
okay.
It was like the house DJ. I don't know.
That was their era.
He wasn't the house. The way
I hear the story.
The way Turn Up Tuesday worked was like it'd be 4 DJs, and then they'd have one DJ upstairs like playing, or unless sometimes they only had upstairs open, then it was just the 4 DJs on that stage in there. But I forget his name. He was part of Subculture though. You remember Subculture?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he was a part of Subculture. It wasn't Roll Bro. It was somebody else.
John Dent.
No, John. I do know John Dent, but it wasn't him. He was like, he was playing like future and shit. He was playing a lot of hip hop and mixing it up with like trap music, like EDM trap. But that was fucking awesome. And there is something like, whether you get on stage or not, there's something about like a dance music show, even if it's at like a club with like 200 people in it. It's just the energy atoms. I don't know if it's the drugs. I don't know if it's the fucking, the music definitely has something to do with it, but like there's something just so fucking special about it. I could see it being very addicting to fucking DJ some shit.
Yeah. Dude, so I can tell you real quick, like how I got into all this shit. I have a kind of interesting story. So like I said, I've been doing this for like 10 years. So go back 2014.
Been sophomore, junior in high school.
I was a sophomore.
Okay.
Like 2014, maybe. Yeah, maybe like second half of sophomore year. But anyway, I had been to like 2 shows at the pageant that were like electronic music. It was Grammatic and Grizz.
I saw Grizz at the pageant too.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah,
I love
hell of a show.
But they're like live instruments, sampling. It's kind of like performative. It's not like a rave kind of thing. So I had, I wanted to go to a Rave, and I was like 16 at the time, and like, you know, Turn Up Tuesday, everything was 18 plus.
Yeah.
So I couldn't go freaking anywhere. But then long story short, I had a friend whose older brother I kind of looked like, and he had an old ID. So I was able to use his ID to, like, you know, get around places. And so our plan was, I got in the car with my two friends, and we were going to go see this artist, Snails is his name, at this club called 2720. And we were all like 16. I just got, you know, the driver's permit. So I'm like, everyone get in my car, and, you know, we're going to use this one ID, and it's going to get us all in. So like I went first, and whatever, like the bouncer let me in. And then I went out to the back patio, and there's like a wooden fence, and my friends came around to the other side, and I like passed the ID through the fence to them. And then they went around, immediately got denied. And they came back around. They were like, yeah, what do you want us to do? I'm like, yo, this is my first ever rave. Threw them the keys over the fence and was like, I'll get home somehow. Wow. Like, I'm gonna go have like the time of my fucking 16-year-old life right now.
Right.
I had school the next day. So
couldn't pass that up.
No. And I was out. Someone gave me some Molly. Like this random girl grinded on me the whole night. Like it was like the dream. Fucking like 16-year-old's dream. Mm-hmm. And then the end of the night, the only person I knew there was like, yeah, I'm going to after parties in the city, and like I need to get home, like back across the river. And then some dude that I knew from high school that like graduated like way before us, he was like, yo, I'm getting a taxi back to O'Fallon. Do you need one? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I went back, went to fucking first hour history, Mr. Kazmierzek's class, completely like still rolling. Yeah. It's fucking crazy. And then, that ignited the fuse of like the community, and like the experience that I felt there was like unlike anything. Yeah,
it's one of a kind. Yeah, it's one of a kind.
And that was before I wanted to like be a DJ and like all that kind of shit. I was just a fan,
just a raver.
Yeah, and I just want to do this every weekend now.
Raving was lit.
Yeah,
for sure.
And then I got to the point where I'm like, all right, I can't do Molly anymore because I kind of burnt that candle too low.
Yeah,
like,
you gotta be careful with that one.
Yeah.
Now I'm just like, I just go and I'll like drink and I'll smoke, and you know, I still have a good time, but I'm not nearly like as fucked up as I used to have to be.
Right.
And that's how I'm like, okay, it's not really a phase, because like I actually appreciate the music and like the art of it. And like there's a lot of people that it's just the drugs.
It's just the drugs. When I first started raving, I don't want to say it was just the drugs, because I still appreciate the music a lot, but like the drugs were definitely like
a big factor.
We were fucking rolling dick, bro. We weren't really hanging out at the time, but we would see each other at Turn Up Tuesday.
Yeah.
And like we would be fucking just off the shits, bro. Just off the shits, bro. And I've had a few moments like that. I remember one time this girl just like starts making out with me in the middle of the dance floor, and it's like when you're like on Molly, especially if you have some real like kind of like massive kind of, you know, I don't even know how to explain it, like romantically synthesized song playing, or it's like the melody part of the riser, like, you know, the intro or something, and you're like making out with somebody off fucking 0.34 some Molly. It's just like the craziest fucking moment of your life.
Fuck yeah,
up
dude.
there.
And like all you're doing is just fucking making out and listening to music, but you're just high as a fucking kite.
Yeah. And you zoom out, you're like in a basement, like with us surrounded by like sweaty teenagers.
Fucking looks.
Yeah, we used to all get a 0.3. We'd wait till about halfway there. We'd wrap it in some tissue and just eat it whole. Swallow that shit, bro. And then we fucking, by the time we got there,
just bugging, bro.
Ready to fucking go.
I've seen, because they used to have a house photographer, bro. And like the whole time I'm like dancing, you know, I'm like not really thinking about what I look like a lot. But every time I like, you know, go in the mirror, or I like hit a cool move, I'm like, that shit looks fly. The pictures would drop on Facebook, and I'd be like, holy fuck, my eyes are in the back of my head.
Yeah. We used to always take our shirts off, because like at this point in time, I was like ripped. So I would like every time I got really hot, and shirts coming off, whole gang in there, just turned the fuck up off. But yeah, that was a crazy.
And then you're like, you're rubbing your sweat on people, getting their everyone's on Molly.
Oh man, girls are also busting. They're like, their eyes in the back of their heads. They're like,
they don't know why.
Yeah,
that shit. Yeah, that shit.
Your skin's so soft.
I'll get some access to it, and maybe 2-3 times a year I'll do it. And like then it's kind of cool. But like the thing is, like when you're 18 years old and you just dropped out of high school and you're working at Jimmy John's and you're living in your best friend's aunt's attic with 13 cats and you're driving a 97 Nissan with fucking, you said what?
It's an escape.
Yeah, well,
honestly, that's the best time to do Molly.
Yeah, for real. But you're driving, you know, a 97.
I have all this shit. I'm happy as fuck right now.
You're driving a 97 Nissan with a hole in the roof, but you're on Molly at least once a week, and you're like, you know what, my life ain't so bad. And and then you stop doing Molly, and all the fucking, you know, your serotonin has to go back to has to regulate itself, and you're like, fuck, what the fuck am I doing here? Like,
I haven't done Molly in so long. Probably since I was like maybe 19. I haven't done Molly in forever.
You done ecstasy since then.
Yeah.
This is basically worse.
Chemically, yeah, it's different, but it's similar.
Turns you up. Yeah. But even then, I've only done X maybe.
I've never done X.
I had a summer where X was a big part of my summer.
There was a while where you were popping.
That's what I'm saying. That was like
not like crazy, but
3-4 years ago. It was maybe at least twice. I'd say maybe 5 times a month, maybe 6 for like a good 4 months. We were doing it pretty regularly.
That's about Turn Up Tuesday numbers for me.
Yeah.
That's about what I was doing.
I had that phase too, like weekly kind of thing.
And it's fucking like, it's still like my favorite feeling in the world. It feels so fucking amazing. But yeah, it's definitely one of those that you got to be careful with.
Yeah.
It's one of those like, you know, special occasions. Like if Money Boy has it and he calls me, he's like, yo, you want to do some Molly? I fucking love doing Molly with Money Boy. I'll go do Molly with Money Boy. It's like, you have so many of those fucking deep bonding moments off of the shit too. I remember one time I went to Turn Up Tuesday with Money Boy, and this was kind of when Turn Up Tuesday was fizzling out. You know, it wasn't as big as it used to be. But Sarah, the subculture lady, I believe, had died by this point. Me and her had like a beef, which was pretty funny. I would always ask for drugs on Facebook, and she'd call me stupid. I'd be like, it was weird though. We were also like friends, kind of.
It's like, that's stupid. How much you need?
Yeah. And so it was kind of towards the end of it. But I remember riding home from Turn Up Tuesday with Money Boy, and fucking just putting Money Trees on the aux, which is my favorite song of all time. Everybody knows I love Money Trees. It's the fucking best song anybody has ever made. And it's just like riding there with your bros, fucking listening to Money Trees, bro. That's a fucking, it was like a monumental, life-changing moment. Yeah. It's just a really simple thing.
Some of my core memories from them were coming home from like those kind of events and just being with the bros, passing a blunt, playing the favorite songs, like 4 a.m, sun's kind of coming up. Finally get to the house, everybody just drops.
This was, I've told this not in its entire sequence on the podcast before, but I've told parts of this story on the podcast before. So Echo will have heard this before, but you're gonna like this. We so this Turn Up Tuesday was this was just, the energy was nuts. It was like a full moon or some shit. I don't know what the fuck was going on, but the energy was fucking crazy.
That shit's real.
And we so we pull up, bro, and first thing, we pop our mollies. You know, we get there like as soon as the event starts. So by the time the second DJ's on, people are really in there. We're like starting to fucking roll. And about an hour into it, my boy Devin and his girlfriend start trying to fuck on the beanbags upstairs. They're like, you know, removing each other's clothes. And it's like real, like aggressive. Like this doesn't even look like it feels good kissing.
Yeah.
What I think she had been out of town for a while. And he was just ready to fucking go. That's a horny ass dude. And
it's a horny young man.
So they get kicked out. And some friends have to take them home. I'm like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm rolling balls. So this was the night of the false flagging incident.
Okay.
The false flag. So I go like, I'm with one of my friends. I don't know what we're doing, but we're like across the room from each other, and I'm like throwing up gang signs at them, spilling blood. And then some like actual gang members see me, and they're like, You blood? I'm like, nah, bro, I'm just false flagging, no big deal. And they're like, oh, I'm Crip. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm just false flagging. So
at least you knew the term.
yeah, so they're like, oh, all right, and, you know, and that was that. That was, as far as I know, that was the last of the interaction that I had with them. And we get on the dance floor, and just all this crazy shit's happening, bro. There's this girl eating this other girl's pussy on the dance floor. They get kicked out. There's all this weird shit's go, but it's a great time. It's a great fucking time. But like, just a lot of stories that you have to come home with from that particular Tuesday. So I get in my fucking 97 Nissan Maxima with the hole in the roof, and I start heading home with PJ in the passenger seat, and then Everett Bourne in the back seat. And if you don't know Everett Bourne, just imagine Justin Timberlake. They look exactly the fucking same.
He got arrested.
I'm thinking of a mugshot right now.
Everett probably just got arrested too. Well, so we're driving home, bro, and there's this van in my rear view mirror. And you gotta keep in mind, this car that I'm in is like on bald tires, has a fucking misfire, it's rusty as hell. It's not the car that you want to be in when some shit goes down. And this van's in my mirror, and they're coming up on me fast, and I'm just thinking like, oh, this guy's driving fast, fuck it. And then they get behind me and they start flashing their lights at me. I'm like, I wonder what's going on with them, because I'm not Molly, so I'm like, if somebody's having a problem, I'm trying to help. You know, so they're flashing their lights at me and they start honking. I'm like, oh no, are they in trouble? So I slow down and let them pull up alongside me. And then I hear Everett go, he's like, Pike, go, go, go. And I'm like, huh? And then I see just like this little like flash of a gun in their window. So I'm like, oh. So I just I stomp on the pedal, and it takes like 2 seconds for the fucking throttle to respond to me stepping on it. And then the car just jolts forward, and we're getting into this like high speed chase on the fucking interstate. I'm rolling dick. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I haven't like turned the music down or anything for this. So there's like fucking Trap Wave 19. Hodge, I need that, bro. I need that Trap Wave 19. Trap Wave 19 fucking playing on the fucking CD player. And like, eventually they try to hit a pit maneuver on me, bro. And I accelerate out of it. So like my tail end goes forward as they're coming to the left, and they spin out and crash into the median.
God damn.
Fucking,
you left them in the dust?
Left them in the dust, didn't call nobody.
You were like, oh, I wonder if they're okay.
That's what they deserve.
Yeah, that's exactly. I was like, they were fucking begging for that. And I don't know if it was the guys that I was false flagging towards or not, but that was a fucking great night. I got home. I beat my meat so hard when I got home.
I need this.
I was like, on that team. Stress the fuck out. So what's your favorite venue to play at? Because you've been doing it for a while now.
Like, yeah, locally?
Yeah.
Fuck. All of them. Probably Mississippi Underground. That's where I went to the Materia show at. Yeah. It's a fucking big dance floor. Which one was that? Which Materia was that? Do you remember?
I don't remember which one it was.
Because I played one, and it was this last New Year's one.
It wasn't the New Year's one. But it was, we're friends with Nigel Hendricks, who's friends with Umami. They're like really tight.
Mommy's a really cool guy.
Yeah, Umami's cool. I met him for the first time in that.
Shout out Umami.
Yep. Shout out Umami. Shout out Materia. Shout out
Noah.
Fucking Noah Fitz. God damn it.
Let's get it.
But yeah, they put on a great show, and they were like, that was probably 300-400 people in that bitch. It was probably packed.
He brings out a crowd.
Yeah, they pull in crazy amounts of people.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So it's for me, it's Mississippi Underground. I've played like every corner of that place. Like, I freaking love it. It's also between this place called Hot Java, which is in the Grove.
Okay.
And it's called Hot Java because it's a coffee bar, but like at night kind of turns into a club. And they'll maybe do like an EDM show there like a couple times a month. That's where Hodge is doing the shows now. He's doing like
the Wavy Wednesdays.
Yeah, he's doing. He did. We called it Tsunami Thursday. A couple weeks ago.
I have to come out and see one sometime. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, the cool thing about that place is they have like a 20-foot long LED wall, and the stage is like long as fuck.
Okay.
So like, there's dancers up there, and like the visuals are crazy.
We gotta start popping out some of these.
We got this. It's hard for me to make them during the week.
It's on Wednesdays.
Yeah. If you got some shit on a weekend though, let me know. I'll be in that bitch for sure.
So we've also been doing, and when I say we, like I'm not involved in this, but they've been doing like secret raves, like true.
Those are the best fucking ones, man.
Yeah.
I've never been to one of those, but like
We got one. We got one for you coming up. 5th of July.
5th of July, is that a weekend?
It's Friday.
I'm in that bitch, bro.
It's Friday.
I'm in that bitch. We gotta go. You gotta get
The
that
last
shit.
one. I'll tell you this. The last one we did was a couple weeks ago, and we had at least like 400 people there.
Oh yeah.
It was like I don't want to say too much, but yeah, it was in like an abandoned building,
Yeah.
like in a good spot. No cops came. Nobody came and fucked with us. We just had hella people in that bitch just dancing.
That's like
It was crazy.
That's the purest form of raving. It's
Yeah,
like
100%.
the origins of it's just those underground. I've wanted to go to one of those for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everything we've been doing, it's perfectly legal. You know, this was illegal, so it's like it makes it that much cooler.
Yeah.
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 Nothing better than breaking the law.
I'll take that risk. I'll take that risk.
But it's also like, you know, no one's gonna really get in trouble at these kind of spots. Like cops come and they're like, "Hey, get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
If anything, like the organizers.
Probably not even.
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Just
Like even then, it's like
Yeah.
no one really knows like who that is.
I'm in that bitch,
necessarily.
bro. I'm
'Cause
wearing
the
my
last-
Ableton hoodie, bro. I'm going.
Those things are hard as fuck, dude.
That's what's up.
I just got one because you can't. They only have on the fucking website. They only have like the female hoodies. So I had to get
Damn.
it from like a print on demand place.
Because all the men out there are just buying them.
Yeah, but this shit's fire. I got the fucking Ableton hoodie before I got Ableton.
Is it the one that looks like it looks like the screen?
No, it's just got the Ableton
Oh, okay,
logo on the
okay.
front of it.
Because there's one that it's got like the session mode, like
That's hard. That's hella hard.
but yeah, it's hard.
It's like, bro, when I really get to doing this shit and you put some fucking vocals over my
ready.
progressive house, bro, we gonna be going
Dude,
crazy.
I love that. I
we
love
gonna be
vocals
going
over.
crazy.
I love vocals over house music. It's such a like, because you don't really gotta say anything too like deep. You just gotta say some like really cool shit. That's like
Party shit.
blanket statements. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fire.
It's like,
And then
it's Friday night, like we're having a party, like
it's Friday
let's
night.
party, like
Night.
there's no tomorrow. Like literally, like,
Yeah.
every song is like that vibe.
And then the
Got the
producer's
love
gonna
of your
put
life.
all sorts of shit on your voice, bro. You're gonna
Yeah.
sound like a fucking white woman by the time I'm done
gonna
with
be so
it.
cool.
It's gonna be crazy.
We're gonna pitch it up and we're gonna pitch it down.
That's gonna be hard.
Yeah, no, I'm on that, bro. We got to make sure we go to that.
Yeah.
That'll be
So-
a fucking night.
Like I don't know if you were joking, but you said like rap on some progressive house. Like if that's where you want to go with this, if that's where you want to take this. Like I don't make progressive house, but like I could show you how to lay the foundation. If that's your goal, like it's hard to when I like try and teach someone how to start producing. I'm like, what do you want to do? And they're like, I don't know. I just want to make everything.
Right.
See, that's kind of where I'm at, but like
Did you start with a specific like discipline?
my favorite genre is probably glitch hop.
Okay. The chop's cool.
Like
That's like grammatic and shit.
yeah, like Andrew Lucey. See, he's a SoundCloud guy. It's a SoundCloud deep cut.
Okay.
I'll have to show you when we're walking out of here. I don't know if but it's like a mix between like glitch hop and trap. It's got these really like melodic kind of just monumental kind of sense on it, and the super deep, like almost like hip hop bass. It's interesting. It's probably my favorite one, but like that and like liquid. I like the liquid shit a lot too. Like liquid trap's fire. Liquid dubstep is fire. Liquid drum and bass, like the kind of like more like emotional shit.
Definitely.
But I'll do that like because I can rap, and I've been thinking about that. Like I'm definitely got to like just in some place where you've never heard rap in an EDM song before, put some bars on that bitch.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like
Shit, I got
drum
a
and
couple
bass.
songs like that.
Yeah, drum and bass is easy to rap on, bro.
Yeah.
Drum and bass and house are both like, if you can rap kind of fast,
Yeah.
you can really get going on one of them bitches.
Yeah, I be rapping on rock music.
Yeah.
I got a whole like 20 songs, like rock songs that like I'm rapping on and screaming. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, you can rap, you can scream, you can rap, you can sing on like any genre of EDM thing that I can think of. Like I make like I don't know, like dubstep, like the rhythm, drum and bass, like techno, all that stuff. I'm always like I need vocals like, from anybody, everybody. Like you know,
This motherfucker will hook you up with some vocals.
Sorry, let me know, bro. Just send me the file. I'll shoot it on there.
Let's go.
He can knock that shit out too. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. Bro just gets on a mic and something comes out. Dude, every time.
I'll have like one song and I'll send it to like 3 or 4 people that have told me like they want to write to this and they want to record to it. I'm like, all right, here, have it. And then nothing ever, nobody.
Dude, I haven't written in years. I just I freestyle everything.
That's all you have to do.
Just feel it.
Yeah, I certainly couldn't freestyle. I mean, I could if you put me on the spot. It'd be really fucking bad. But like, yeah, no, I've written lyrics that I've given to people, and I've been like, hey, this is like my song. Can you like do these lyrics for my song? And then you work with them and this and that. And the one time I really tried to do that with somebody, oh, this was so hard. I was working with this female vocalist, and I was like, me and her and another producer like kind of were like spitballing. We came up with like 8 bars of like lyrics, and we're like, this is good enough. And then in my head, I'm like, all right, this is how it's supposed to sound like this. And I did it a couple times so she could like hear it. And I'm like, obviously I suck at this. Like, you need to be the one to record this. But she just like she wasn't doing it right. And it was so simple that I was just like, I don't understand how you're not hitting the right notes. But like, I didn't want to say that to her. So I was just like, all right, this is good. And then I ended up just recording my own vocals like back into it and just like doing it the way that I wanted it. So I was like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not a good like in the studio producer with somebody. So if anything, I would send it to you and be like, "Yo, do your thing, send it back."
And then just make it how you like it, type shit.
Yeah, like yeah. If you know how to like process your own vocals and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
that's great.
I'm a punch it. I don't like freestyle like long. I punch it. I do like 1 bar, stop it. 1 bar, stop it.
Yeah, you got. I mean, I'm sure if you're freestyling, you gotta like go a couple times.
Yeah,
find your takes and whatnot.
Is it true? Is it true that
it's a lot. Fuck no. Anything you heard, bro? No.
Is it true that like remixing a popular song on SoundCloud, especially if there's like a lot of remixes for it, or it's something that's just like being remixed a lot, which I guess is the same thing as I said before. Is it true that that's kind of like a cheat code to reaching a new audience?
Yeah. Definitely. It is a cheat code. And
you can really like get some numbers doing that shit.
Yeah. That's been my grind this whole last year. Like I said, I'm doing the EP right now that's all flips of like regular songs. And yeah, it's going crazy on SoundCloud. Like SoundCloud is my favorite app, website, social media platform, place to stream music. Like I'll get a SoundCloud tattoo if they paid me for it. But I love SoundCloud so much that I've dedicated like so much of my creative like efforts into growing my SoundCloud account by doing things like making remixes and stuff like that. Like, so that's been good, but my like my other like distributions like Spotify and Apple Music, that all sucks. That's all because I can't release the remixes
way.
Spotify. Yeah.
Because we've both of us like I think the most I ever got on a song on SoundCloud was like 10,000 plays, like 300-400 something likes or something like that. And then Echo's got a song,
about 60,000 right now.
Yeah. And like, so we've done numbers on SoundCloud, and with like, I kind of had like a formula. I would capture people's email addresses in Facebook ads or like YouTube, or not YouTube ads, but Google ads. And then, use Clipchamp to just like blast out the song. And a lot of it was just like people listened once and then kind of didn't come back. But some people were like bumping that shit. So I kind of had a process to it. But I mean, Echo just like randomly fucking one just popped off.
Yeah, I got a couple songs that are in the tens of thousands, but Face It is definitely my biggest song.
Yeah,
and I dropped that probably 6-7 years ago.
Really? Yeah. And it probably just hit the algorithm at the time. Like for real, once your song hits like in a certain amount of time, I don't know the like blueprints of their algorithm, but like I've been on for like 15 years. I've been on SoundCloud, so I kind of get it. Like if you can hit 10 likes in a certain amount of days, then they're going to boost you a little bit. And then if you can hit like 50 likes within like that first week or two, they're going to boost you. And then like, you hit 100 and then 200, 600, like
It keeps reaching bigger stats. They're gonna put it.
It goes
bigger.
up in the algorithm.
Yeah.
They attach another helium balloon and it goes a little higher.
I remember one time I was probably about 22. I dropped the walking solo, like and I remember I was at work and I started getting just
That one went crazy.
notification. I was like, "What's going on?"
Crazy.
And every time I would refresh my phone, it was like 200 plays, 300 plays, 700 plays. I was like, "What's going on?" It got to like 8,000 before it like calmed down. And I was like, "That was fucking awesome. I'll never forget that."
That's the feeling I'm chasing.
Yeah.
I've been chasing that feeling ever since that happened the first time. I'm sure you can.
That was
Definitely.
the first one you had that really like
Solo.
yeah.
That was my first one that started doing.
I remember that.
numbers.
Yeah. That was a banger.
Walked in solo.
Did you delete that one too?
No, that's not. I don't think so. I took a lot of my songs off. No, man.
Drives me nuts.
I didn't sign up for monetizing until it was like way later.
So I just, like I said, I've been releasing music on this SoundCloud account for like, you could go back 9 years of released songs. And I just this last, like 2 weeks ago, SoundCloud sent me a check. And I've never gotten any money from it. I finally like got
Still up.
all the distro and shit figured out. What's it at now?
13.6, 57.
Hell yeah. Damn, 57. That's fucking crazy.
A couple there.
Dude,
4.
sign up for the monetization. Like, they'll give you a little bit of back pay, most likely.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, you just have to, like, it took me months to figure it out, but you got to, like, have the right, like, PayPal business account email. And then I had, like, the wrong email in there for a while, so it, like, wasn't sending me my money. But, yeah, I just got, like, a chunk of change the other day. I'm like, holy shit.
I got to check that out.
I rubbed that in everybody's face. I'm like, everyone that's like, yeah, why do you pay for SoundCloud? Why do you pay for like all these things that you use to make music, but you don't make money off of the music?
Right.
I just did, bitch. Like, what's up now, mom?
So I never make money off this. What the fuck is this?
Yeah. No, she was super hyped about it.
That's what's up.
It is a really good, like, especially for dance music. It's kind of my go-to for dance music because it's so like you
SoundCloud.
get all the remixes, all the underground guys, and you can just like if you just click on one song and let the shit ride out, it'll take you all sorts of places you never would have gone otherwise.
I was doing that before I came here today. Like, I've got a gig in the next couple weeks, so I'm like, let me start finding songs that are, you know, with the vibe of that gig. And my favorite thing to do is literally like, I call it crate digging. Like old DJs used to dig through the vinyl crates. Like, this is me just on SoundCloud, and I'm just like, this song, and that shows you 3 related tracks. And then you just keep going to the related tracks. You find a new artist, you go listen to all their shit, and you go, oh, what do they like? And you go listen to their likes.
Yeah.
And that's, as a DJ, that's the biggest like cheat code to finding music.
Right.
That's like, you know, obtainable music that you can either buy or download. Is like, you just go like find your favorite artist, go to their likes, see what they like, see what they listen.
So how does that work when you're doing a live performance? Because I know they have the record pools, which is like, what's it, like $500 a year for a subscription or something, and then you have access to every record in the record pool that you can spin live. But what about those more like low key SoundCloud tracks? Can you just rip those? And
a lot of them have them up for download.
Yeah. That, so there's on SoundCloud, there's the direct download option, which is fantastic. SoundCloud, like the insights on that are pretty good. It'll show you like who on what device and like where they downloaded it. I use a third-party program called Hyped It, and that's like the download gate. So that's what's like growing my SoundCloud. So it's like, if you want to download this remix I just did, you got to like it and you got to follow me. And then like that's where I can capture their email, but like I never like filling out my email, so I just don't do that. So I'm just like, give me a like, give me a comment, maybe repost the song. Sometimes I make them follow my Instagram if I feel like my Instagram's slacking or whatever. But then Hyped It, gives you pretty good insights on that as well. Like SoundCloud just doesn't have a gate aspect. You can just download it.
Yeah, so you can just download the song and then put it in the record box and play it at a show.
Yeah, pretty much. There's a little bit of a process, like let's say I downloaded a song on my computer, I would have to put it like into my own record box, and then I would have to export all of that onto my USB, and then I could plug that into like most.
And that'll get you on the decks that are actually at the show.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So all I have to do is pull up with a USB
Yeah.
like to every gig.
Trap Wave 19, Hodge, I need that.
Hodge, Zach, come on.
19, bro. Come on. Shit. Well, who have your favorite artists been lately? Who have you been bumping the most?
To listen to?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, right now I've been on a like crazy Kendrick kick.
Okay.
Because I went to Bonnaroo last year and saw him, and I've been getting like flashbacks from that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I didn't go this year.
I want to see him live so bad.
Bro,
Yeah,
that was the craziest live music experience.
He's a hell of a performer, bro.
It was insane.
Hell of a performer.
80,000 people. Literally, it was his birthday, like at midnight during the show. So we all sang happy birthday to him. It was fucking. He brought Baby Keem out on stage. They did Family Ties together. Like
It's chills, bro.
bro, it was fucking crazy. So yeah, I mean, obviously Kendrick. In the EDM world, like this dude named Massive Tracks,
Okay.
who is like the homie from Colorado. He's like still a smaller level producer, but he's absolutely insane. If I'm shouting anybody out, shout out to Massive Tracks.
Trying to think of where I've heard that name before. I don't know if I've listened to him or seen him.
He's in the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
He's out there.
I've heard.
We
I've heard
haven't brought him to St. Louis, but we've brought other people, and I've gone out there to like open for him before. I'm doing a back-to-back with him in Denver, July 20th. So come out.
They got a pretty good scene out there.
Denver's a cool city too.
That's the bass music capital. Like that's for the U.S. Yeah, it's Denver.
Because I know like Red Rocks is like a milestone for a lot of performers, but I didn't know.
That's like the mecca of.
I knew they had a scene. I didn't know it was like the scene.
It's the scene, man. It's crazy. Last year I went out there and played like 6 shows, like a festival out there. I'm going out there next month to do a festival and play another show.
Hell yeah.
It is insane. Like every single day of the week, like Monday through Sunday, there's like 3 shows going on. I mean, I'm sure that's not like 100% the case all the time, but like
It's a lot of fucking shows.
It's a lot of shows. It's a lot of little cliques of like DJs. Pretty much like you can go DJ almost like any night of the week. Like if you know the right people.
That's cool. That's cool.
Right venue.
Let's get money too.
It's wild.
What's the biggest show you've ever played?
It might have been that secret rave a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
that was kind of crazy. We had like, probably at least 400 people in there. But before that, I played a show at the Old Rock House. I opened up for somebody that was a lot of people. That was like the biggest stage.
That's a good spot.
that is.
Yeah. I don't like patronizing them, but they didn't let me play. I've gone there a million times. I got kicked out of the green room. It's a whole can of worms that we don't need to open up.
I got you.
If we have time, I'll tell you that story. It's
Okay.
hilarious. But favorite show I've ever played was I went to Meow Wolf in Santa Fe and got to play there. Not a huge crowd, but that place is so fucking cool. That was by far and away the best show. My favorite show that I've ever played.
That's one of the interesting things about DJs is that like I know a lot of local DJs that have played at festivals, and maybe they'll play like like an opening set on a smaller stage or something, but you still got a couple hundred people in the crowd. And like I know like back in 2015, Hodge was, I forget which one it was. It might have been like EDC or something, but he was doing like a small set at EDC. I'm like, this motherfucker's playing EDC,
bro. He just played like a pop-up stage at Electric Forest a couple days ago.
That's fire.
Like 500 people.
I have a couple friends there.
Yeah.
Electric, yeah.
That's another thing. Like if you go to one of these festivals, especially if it's one that you camp out at and you just bring shit, you can get like a whole gang of people around you fucking just going crazy around your campsite.
Yeah, renegade stages. Yeah, that's my favorite part. I'm like really into festival culture. I used to go to a lot more. Now I'm trying to like not go to them unless I'm getting booked to play them.
Right.
So I've gone to a lot of like smaller, like local and regional festivals and stuff like that. And that's where I've met the most connections, like the most fruitful connections in my career, is going to these small festivals of like 200 or 300 people, like in the woods or in the mountains or whatever. And everyone's just like on the same frequency. Like that's how I was able to go play Meow Wolf, this kind of shit.
That's hella cool.
I meant to read you this a couple pods ago, but I was talking to, do you know PJ Dixon?
The name sounds very
funny fucking Asian dude. Funny and Asian. That's his thing. I did a little fucking 5-grammer hammer like a month ago, and I was looking at, it was the weekend of EDC, or the weekend after the weekend of EDC. So, and I was like, I wanted to go to that one forever, because it was just like the first, like, I didn't know what a festival was, and then I saw an after movie for EDC, and I was like, that shit looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's the big one. Yeah.
EDC and Tomorrowland are
these fruit flies are gonna piss me off.
So I was like, I'm talking to him. It's like 2 a.m. I'm tripping balls. I'm like, I think I'm gonna get us tickets to EDC next year. He's like, EDC? I'd go inward and have sex with everyone in a separate text. I know you would, LMAO, and catch every STD I could. I was like, there will be plenty of them to go around. And he said, quote, trophies, end quote. Oh, God. They ain't no reward for that. It was like, we were talking about how much it costs, and I was like, he was like, and I was like, it'd be worth it, though. We'd have so much fun and be on so many drugs. He was like, one last fling. I might actually kill myself while I'm there just because it's the finale. And I'm like, what?
All right, we can't go no more.
Cancel.
I was like, I mean, we could go to Ultra in 2026, bro. And he was like, no, stop trying to keep me around, LOL, JK. I'm just trying to get high for real. No face drugs. I get so sick after. I'm sucking dick for Molly. Try to score some ice for real. Heroin. I'm just on heroin the whole time. Yo, P, what was your favorite part? He's like, the music. You got $10 I could hold?
I'm fucking weak, dude.
I'm so fucking funny, man.
Should have gone.
Bro, so I was tripping balls reading that, just like literally like 45 minutes, bro. I was on my ass.
Fucking great. You should have gone. That would have been the triple play.
Well, it was. I think I'm gonna go next year, but this was after this year's, and I hadn't thought about it in a while. It was like, yeah, it was like with the DJ equipment. Like I wanted to do it forever. I'm like, oh shit, I could afford to go to EDC now.
Yeah,
kind of could afford to go to.
Oh, bro, that thing's gonna piss me off.
I gotta be pretty fucking disciplined to go to EDC, but it's a
chunk of change.
It's like $650 for the tickets, but then you got to get to Las Vegas,
right? Hotel,
and then you got 3 days worth of hotel on like the busiest fucking weekend you could possibly be trying to get a hotel.
Have you been to a festival before?
No, I've never been. The only music festival I've been to is Hiawatha, which is a folk music festival they have in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And it was like a whole family was going, so it was just kind of a social thing. I wasn't, it's not really
like camping and stuff.
Yeah, people camp there. My cousin lives up there though, so we just went home afterwards.
Gotcha.
That was cool. A lot of whites. A lot of whites. I couldn't find. If I could have found some like shrooms or something, it would have been a fucking time. Because I was like, my whole family was there, so just like being on shrooms with my family and shit would have been cool. A few of them would have hated it, which would have made it cooler. But yeah, that's the only one I've really been to. But I wanted to go forever. But
dude, go to a camping music festival. Like fucking go to Bonnaroo. Like
I know Forest and Bonnaroo seem to be like the biggest ones around here. A lot of people go to Lollapalooza, but Bonnaroo.
Nah, go to a camping one, like in elements, like in the woods.
Yeah.
Like see your primal self, like watch yourself like have an out of body experience.
Shit in the
without
dirtiest,
drugs too. Like
yeah,
it's fucking crazy.
Shit in the dirtiest fucking porta potty that's ever existed on the planet.
That's fun.
Yeah, and you're happy to.
Mm-hmm.
You're glad.
Yeah, Bonnaroo's kind of more. It's like you saw Kendrick Lamar there. Bonnaroo's kind of more. It's not. There's dance music there, but it's not like dance music centric. It's kind of a bunch of big artists.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yes. Like we saw Foo Fighters, Kendrick Lamar, Sheryl Crow, Liquid Stranger, Subtronics. Like I saw Lil Nas X on a shit ton of ketamine.
Oh shit.
And, yeah, dude. When I tell you, like, I was pretty sure he turned me gay for like a whole hour. Like that whole hour, I was like, yo, everyone in this crowd is 100% gay.
There's something really magnetic about this guy on stage. Dude, I don't know what it is.
I'm telling you, that was one of the most entertaining like live shows I've seen. And I said Kendrick was like the best live show, but Lil Nas X was.
He's a character, dude.
Bro, the stage performance he was like, the props he was bringing out and shit was crazy. First thing he comes out, he goes, "Yo, what's up, Bonnaroo?" And everyone goes ape shit. And he goes, "Y'all want to see my snake?" And then he has like 15 people come out, like, you know, like the dragons you see in like Chinatown and shit. Like he had a giant snake.
That's
a fucking anaconda, like a real snake.
No, I mean it looked. Yeah, I was tripping out. It looked real to me. It looked fucking real.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, it was crazy.
What? Oh fuck! I just had the most fire question ever, and I don't want to go back into my phone to look at it. If you could throw a festival or just a rave anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Oh, that's a good. O'Fallon, Illinois. Yeah.
Turn them inside out, huh?
Yo.
Yeah. Dude, for real. Like we the last couple of years we've been like Sagetown is a production company that my homie from Belleville runs, and so we did some shows in Belleville, and it was like those were some of the most fun shows ever. Like we had this venue. It was like an old church, there was like an old church next door, and then next door to that is like a convent where like nuns to the church used to live.
Shit.
They stripped most of the shit out and turned it into a venue, and we did a couple shows there in Belleville, and like the city shut us down. Can't do it anymore.
From the holy house to the rock house.
Exactly. We were doing some very unholy things. It's still a venue. They have like super like niche like punk bands and like rock bands, and like I saw this one girl play. She had like a table filled with like walkie-talkies and like phones and shit. She had a microphone and she was just playing feedback. It was so rad.
That's interesting.
It's so fucking rad. I didn't know what I was looking at.
On different frequencies, so they made different sounds.
But it sounded just like it just didn't sound. It sounded like a radio was broken. But she was like performing. It was sick, and she was like having like a demonic possession or something,
like interpretive art.
Very interpretive. Yeah. But yeah, to circle around, probably O'Fallon, just because like, you know, that's where I'm living, and I've just always wanted to. There's so many spots like that's, you know.
Where specifically in O'Fallon? What's the video?
Dude, specifically Rock Springs.
Yeah,
that would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
They built. I don't know when's the last time you built like you know the cabin that they have there.
Yeah,
right behind that they put a fire pit and like some pavilions.
Oh, that'd be fire.
It'd be cool to have like a bonfire out there and like a little outside rave.
Rock Springs tight.
I feel like they'd have to make some pretty drastic changes to like, the community before they start letting raves happen.
Yeah.
The community's so fucking anal out there.
Bro, I mean, that's how Belleville was. I thought even Belleville would be like a little bit more lenient. And they kind of were cool. Like the city, the cops were cool.
Right.
But like the residents, the people were not fucking cool at all with it. And I feel like O'Fallon's kind of the same way. But Rock Springs, you're like...
You're kind of removed from any people for real.
But like any place that's like a park is where I want to throw.
Right.
It'd be dope to have like a little festival underneath the arch.
It would.
Yeah. In Gateway National Park.
Do you remember it? Like back
they used to have. Yeah, it was like what'd they call it?
Oh fuck, dude.
It was like a bunch of rock bands and shit. Mostly,
yeah, it wasn't like Blues Fest, but it was like.
They did have a Blues Fest. I don't know if that was under the arch or not, but that is a thing.
No, yeah. When I first moved out here, we would go to that like every 4th of July. So like the B-52.
Yeah, they'd fly the plane. It was the 4th of July thing.
Yeah.
They stopped doing that after the shootings.
Dude, I want to do one. Yeah, too many shootings.
Yeah, niggas die out here.
They couldn't tell if it was fireworks or gunshots.
That was the hard part.
Yeah.
What was what's the craziest thing you've ever seen while performing? In the crowd, or I imagine be in the crowd, but just
while performing, it's hard because like I really black the fuck out when I perform.
Yeah,
like unless it's like really low key,
you got lights in your face and shit.
Yeah, and it usually is like an adrenaline thing.
Yeah,
I truly black out most of the experience. I'll try and think for a second though. Like while I was performing. Probably when I played that 420 show at Utopia, I had a crazy ass moment where Like, you know, you go to the club and like people write shit on their phones and hold it up to the DJ.
Mm-hmm.
That's like my biggest pet peeve. Like I'll kick you in the face if I see you doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But this dude comes up to me and showed me a screenshot on his phone, and I'm kind of annoyed at first. I'm like, bro, like I'm trying to do my thing here. Like, what are you doing? But I look at it and he's got my song screenshotted on SoundCloud.
Oh, that's fire.
Can you play this? I'm like, fuck yeah, I can play that. It's my song. Hell yeah. So I played it, and then after the show, I was talking to him. He's like, "Yo, like, I'm here for one night. Like, I came in from like Minnesota or some shit, and like I knew who you were beforehand, and I saw you were playing, so I came out to see you."
Damn.
Yo, yeah,
That's an awesome moment.
that was
that's
crazy. That was crazy. Usually, I'm like, get that phone away from me. But
Do you ever have equipment fuck up, or like you fuck up and you gotta improvise? And have you ever like failed, just like outright, like
no,
everybody in the crowd's like, oh, we fucked that?
Nah. There's been some times where like a CDJ will turn off, and like kind of you have like one time, probably the worst time, I legit had to like, it was dead air and I had to run across the boat bar and grab the dude who like knew what the fuck to do, and I was like, yo, like come fix this real quick. So it was like 30 seconds of dead air, but then we got the music up and going again. Yeah, usually if I fuck up, I'll get on the mic and just like,
Yeah, fucked up.
yeah, I'll either say something like that, or a lot of the times, you like just hype the crowd back up. Like,
Yeah.
can I get a whoop whoop or some shit?
That's one of my favorite like rabbit holes to go down on YouTube. James Hype has a lot of these videos where he'll like cue the song too early or something, and he'll like real quick have to kind of play it off like he was meant to do whatever he's doing, just like figuring out how he fucking solves those problems. Really interesting to watch.
It's like I was telling you earlier, my girlfriend's pretty new to DJing. So I'm not like, I'm giving her tips, but she's like learning it by herself. Like I'm not trying to like show her what to do. So she's kind of learning it organically. And I'm kind of like remembering like what was so difficult about it, like in the beginning. Cause now it really is just like, it's like riding a bike.
Second nature.
Yeah. Like if I fucking like do a cue too early or too late, like I know what to do now. Like I've been in that position 1,000 times now. Or, I know how to fix this, and like, or just go, it's gonna suck for a second and then it's gonna go back. Like, and 99% of the people in the crowd like can't tell.
Yeah,
they can't. Only
if
like,
they can, they don't give a fuck.
Exactly. And like, there's only some people in the crowd that'll like call you out. What the fuck was that? Like,
yeah,
shut up, drunk guy.
How long did it take you to get to that point where it was kind of second nature for you?
So when I say I've been DJing for 10 years, but I've been doing the iDroppa's project for like 3 years, like the bedroom DJing skill was just like kind of learning what all the buttons do, what all the equipment does, like how to have rhythm, like just learning the basics of DJing. But then when it came time to like perform in front of people, it's all new equipment. So I had to, and like I couldn't use my laptop, and like I had to, that's a big learning curve right there, is making the transition from bedroom to the stage and actually like working on professional grade equipment. So it took me, my biggest saving grace was like the second I knew I was going to be on CDJs, like the industry standard that you see at all the clubs. Like I hit somebody up that had CDJs. I'm like, it was me and Dean's at the time. I was like, can we come over and learn how to use your CDJs? And he showed us the ropes.
Dean's has CDJs?
No, but we went together to this homie's house that had CDJs. Okay. So me and him learned at the same time. We had like our first gig on CDJs was like a back-to-back together.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So it took some time, but now it's like I can, whatever. I'm pretty comfortable on any kind of DJ equipment.
What and this is a question for me specifically, because I'm about to buy some of this shit. What would you recommend as far as like the controllers go for somebody?
Do you want to? Sorry, finish your question.
Go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, I was gonna ask like, because it depends. What do you want to do? What direction do you want to? Do you want to be playing festivals and clubs, like, or do you want to be like, like, are you cool? Because that's the thing. If you want to have the industry standard,
I want to. Yeah,
it's the most expensive.
Yeah, the industry standard's the most expensive. That's where I would like to know how to do that shit.
Yeah,
I would like to be able to like perform live with it at some point.
Yeah. So there's ways to get there. Like I wouldn't recommend anyone that gets, you know, the wild hair that they want to start DJing, go out and buy brand new DJ equipment. You know, $5,000 per CDJ. You need 4 CDJs and a mixer.
Yeah. What about like a what was the one I was looking at? Like the D9 SC4. It's like a 4-channel mixer. It's like $1,500. The all-in-one.
Probably pretty good. I would say probably don't need anything that's 4 channels. You probably need something that's 2 channels. Just make sure whatever you get is going to be record box.
Okay.
Because like I was saying earlier, that's the standard across the board for DJ software. Like the equipment will change, but software is always going to be record box. And when I started DJing, I was in Tractor. So making the transition not only of like hardware, but software too was a little bit harder. So I tell everyone, start with record box.
It sucks because record box is mad more expensive than Serato.
It is, but like, so I have the free version of rekordbox, and I can't hook up, like even if my controller like worked with rekordbox, it doesn't. It's only Tractor. But even if it did, like my version of rekordbox is so like such a free trial that I can't record on it, and I can't plug in a controller to it. I can only make playlists and like DJ off the laptop, which is good enough for me.
Yeah, well, that's really, I mean, for performing live, you got to put it onto a USB and then put it into somebody else's record box anyway, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, well, if you're performing live and you get, so it's like you can buy a standalone. There's so many avenues we can.
That's what I was thinking of doing, is getting some standalone.
So I would point you in a different direction. They have a standalone one that's 2 decks and it's got a screen and a speaker on it. So you don't need to buy speakers, and like the whole fucking thing is right there. And it's not rekordbox, but you can use rekordbox to like organize your USB for it. So that one you would need a USB for. There's a lot of them that you can just plug right into your computer, and then like you don't need the whole USB for, but then you're going to gigs and you're carrying all the shit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass.
We'll have to talk about that at another point.
Yeah, I will nerd
podcast people.
Yeah.
I think that's about it. Fucking, it's getting late and I gotta poop, and Echo's toilet can't handle my shits. So
facts. He's clogged my toilet like 3 times.
Really? You're banned from sitting here.
He didn't have a plunger.
I don't clog my toilet.
He didn't.
You're the reason he has.
Yes.
He didn't. Yeah, I clogged his toilet and I had to go buy a plunger and come back.
You can no longer shit.
I'm talking
He
like,
can, as long as he fixes it.
I'm talking like bricks.
You need a
bro.
poop knife, dude.
It's fucking, I've thought about it. I've thought about doing many things for my poop, because sometimes I'll be at a truck stop, bro, and I'll just drop a log in there and it won't flush. I'll be like, well,
That's the next guy's problem.
yep. It's like, and by sometimes I mean like 2-3 times a week at least. The Drewzy and Echo Show, Hodge, Trap Wave 19, bro, probably 22.
Tell him where to find him real quick.
Oh yeah, check me out on SoundCloud. iDroppa, and follow me on Instagram. iDroppa.dubs.
IDROPPA.
Cool. Been great having you on here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks for
man.
having me, guys.
Appreciate you doing this.
Appreciate
We
it.
got it? Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm fucking talking about